Hello everyone, welcome to SEP Trading again. So this is part 2 of Bible of Option Trading series. ठीक है. So अभी हमारा सेकंड पार्ट हम स्टार्ट करेंगे, बट उससे पहले क्विकली आई विल गिव रिकैप ऑन पार्ट 1, राइट. सो पार्ट 1 में हमने क्या देखा कि व्हाट इज दिस बुक अबाउट. ठीक है. तो ये बुक में ऑलमोस्ट अराउंड हाउ मेनी अराउंड 60 स्ट्रेटेजीज वी आर गोइंग टू कवर. मार्केट के अलग अलग कंडीशन के हिसाब से अगर वोलेटिलिटी ज़्यादा रहेगा तो कौन सी स्ट्रैटेजी डिप्लॉय करना चाहिए, रिस्क रिवॉर्ड होगा तो कौन सी करना चाहिए, अगर आपका व्यू बेयरिश है या फिर बुलिश है, और either it could be neutral, right? So which strategies we should deploy. So around almost I guess more than 100 strategies are here, so we are going to learn all these strategies, one by one. So let's start. And हाँ, अगर किसी ने फर्स्ट वीडियो नहीं देखा होगा तो लेट्स गो, आई मीन गो एंड वॉच दैट वीडियो. तो आपका एक लिंक लगेगा, एंड डेफिनेटली इट विल बी यूजफुल. सो गाइस, मुझे तो काफी ज्यादा मजा आ रहा है, आई मीन व्हेन नॉलेज सीखने मिलेगा, राइट. एंड सीखने मिलेगा तो ऑब्वियसली आई एम गोइंग टू लव इट एनीवेज, राइट. दिस इज फार बेटर देन एनी अदर पेड कोर्स, राइट. So guys, depending on your response, we'll try to record the session on trading books as much as we can. Okay. So let's see on this book how much response I will get. If mera views or subscriber badega, because I'm putting efforts here. So definitely I will try to upload a better and best content for the retailers, I mean trading community. Okay, so let's start with our second पार्ट टू हियर. सो हाउ डू यूज दिस बुक. ठीक है. सो क्या बोल रहा है, ऑप्शन गिव इन्वेस्टर्स सो मच फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दैन व्हेन इट केम टू राइटिंग अ बुक नेम द बाइबल ऑफ ऑप्शन स्ट्रेटेजीज. आई मीन, ऑप्शन से एक इतना बड़ा कंसेप्ट है ना, राइट. पर्सन कैन राइट अ बुक ऑन दिस. ठीक है. I found myself cursing just how flexible they can be. 60 strategies is a lot of ground to cover, but in reviewing them all again, I have done it several times already. I was reminded of the beauty of this amazing trading instrument. आप सोच सकते हो, है ना, कितना नॉलेज डाला होगा बंदे ने इसमें. एंड this is not the first time I'm going through this book. Okay guys, so ultimately while reading I'm book, I'm sharing my experiences as well, so definitely that will help. So option give us the ability to do so many things. They enable us to configure our investment aims in a way we like. Correct. The benefits of options are often trotted out to a new student to prospective customer as the final salvo of an upsell campaign, but they are worth looking at again, this time from a practical point of view. ओके गाइस, कुछ भी नहीं समझ में आता है तो यू कैन आस्क इन कमेंट. ठीक है. विल ट्राई टू कवर इन आवर, आई मीन, क्वेश्चंस एंड आंसर सेशन इफ नीडेड. ऑप्शंस अनेबल अस टू कंट्रोल मोर एसेट्स फॉर लेस मनी. क्या बोल रहा है, कंट्रोल मोर एसेट्स फॉर लेस मनी. ठीक है. आई थिंक जो भी यहाँ पे देख रहा है, राइट, दे नो द बेसिक्स ऑफ ऑप्शन. सो वन ऑप्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिप्रेजेंट्स 100 shares of stock and is usually a fraction of cost of what you would pay for the equivalent number of shares. For example, ABCD stock is priced at 26.20 on June 2, 2004. ठीक है. डॉलर में बता रहा है कि एक स्टॉक है जिसका प्राइस $26 चल रहा है. एंड ऑप्शन टू बाय अ ABCD शेयर माइट बी a price at 2.60 because one contract represents 100 shares. We can therefore buy one ABCD call contract for $260. ओके. जिसका बोल रहा है कि 26.20 चल रहा है, ना आप मान लो कि 26C है जिसका ऑप्शन प्राइस चल रहा होगा 2.60, एंड हमारा लॉट साइज यहाँ पे 100 का है. ठीक है. तो वो कितने में मिलेगा उसको, ऑलमोस्ट अराउंड 100 इंटू 2.60 जो भी आएगा. द अल्टरनेटिव वुड बी टू बाय 100 शेयर्स ऑफ द स्टॉक्स फॉर टोटल सम ऑफ $2620. सो इन दिस एग्जांपल वी कैन बाय ABCD कॉल ऑप्शन फॉर अराउंड 10% of the stock price in order to control $2620 of ABCD stock until the appropriate expiration date of the option, right? So I mean, I will not go in basics here. ठीक है. हमें पूरा का पूरा लाइक 100 इंटू जो भी उसका चल रहा है $260 इतना पे करने का जरूरत नहीं. इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट, बाय 100 इंटू 2.60 वी कैन बाय द ऑप्शन फॉर दैट वन. ठीक है. Trade with leverage. Because our cost basis is so low, the position is much more sensitive to underlying stock price movement, and hence our percentage return can be so much greater, right? So again, काफी ज्यादा कम अमाउंट में हमें मिलेगा, एंड यू कैन डिवाइड योर कैपिटल. देन ट्रेड फॉर इनकम. वी कैन डिजाइन स्ट्रेटजीज स्पेसिफिकली फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ जनरेटिंग इनकम ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस. डेफिनेटली दिस इज ट्रू. ओके. So guys, basics, I hope, right, you know the basics for the option trading. क्या होता है lot, क्या होता है strike price. Okay, so I'm not cover that part. Profit from declining stocks, we can use put and calls to ensure that we can make money if the stock goes up, downs or sideways, right? So अभी market में usually जो भी न्यू ट्रेडर है, राइट, व्हाट दे थिंक कि मार्केट में पैसा ओनली तब बनेगा जैसे मैंने कोई स्टॉक 100 पे बाय कर दिया एंड देन इट गोज अप, राइट, 120 चला गया तो आई विल गेट अ प्रॉफिट ऑफ 20 रुपीज, 20% ओवर माई ये. बट गाइज दैट इज नॉट द केस. इट इज जस्ट लाइक यू नो, मार्केट में, आई मीन मार्केट हम साइडवेज रहता है तब भी पैसा बना सकते हैं, या फिर मार्केट गिरता है ऑल्सो इन दैट वे ऑल्सो यू कैन मेक मनी. It is just same like you have sold, you know, a particular stock at 100 rupees and then you go and buy it at again 80 rupees, right? So आपको 20 rupees का वहाँ पे प्रॉफिट हो गया. So this is with respect to stock. But derivatives, I mean option trading, जिसको डेरिवेटिव ट्रेडिंग भी बोला जाता है, उसमें आप क्या करोगे? Instead of अभी 100 पे चल रहा है, my view is, you know, bearish. So what I'm thinking, it will go nearer to 80, so I can go and buy for 100p or 90p or 85p, whatever strike prices are available. Okay, so this is the concept, and for that I don't have to pay into, you know, suppose मेरा अगर 100 का stock है and I have to buy it for around 500, then how much money I have to pay? 100 into 5000, right? But instead of that, if the option strike price, I mean option का जो lot size है वो अगर 5000 रहेगा, right? So what you have to pay 100 into, and उसका चल रहा होगा, right? You know, suppose मान लो आपका 10 पे चल रहा होगा 100 का P, तो 10 into आपका जो भी रहेगा 5000 में आपका वहाँ पे वो मिल जाएगा, जो भी आपका, सॉरी, 10 इंटू सपोज आपका स्ट्राइक प्राइस जितना भी चल रहा होगा 5 या वो तो लॉट साइज के हिसाब से यू विल गेट द ऑप्शन ऑफ दैट प्राइजेस. ओके, सो I hope you know all these things. Okay, then that this is about profit from declining stocks. Then profit from volatility or a protection against a various factor. Different option strategies protect us, enable us to benefit from factors such as time decay, volatility, lack of volatility, and much more. Guys, I will give you one example here. मान लो अभी आपने सपोज कौन सा स्टॉक ले लो यार, अ, कोई एक स्टॉक है जो अभी चल रहा है, सपोज मान लो अभी यस बैंक कंसिडर कर लो, राइट, जिसमें काफी ज्यादा इन्वेस्टर ने, लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर ने स्पेसिफिकली पैसे जो है काफी ज्यादा लूज किया है. सो अभी यस बैंक मान लो 100 रुपीज के आसपास चल रहा था, ठीक है. Uh, guys, I am pretty much old in the market, right? So I know when S Bank was trading around at rupees 180. ठीक है, 180 का आया and then there was scam and then there was a free fall for Yes Bank and it fall from 180 to अभी जो चल रहा है इसका प्राइस I guess around 17 रुपीज चल रहा है. So अभी मान लो यस बैंक वॉज ट्रेडिंग इट अराउंड, सपोज किसी ने यहाँ पे यस बैंक को 180 के अराउंड में उसका इन्वेस्टमेंट था एंड ही वाज लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर. सो यूजुअली लॉन्ग टर्म में क्या होता है, स्टॉक गोस फंडामेंटली जो स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टॉक्स जो होते हैं विच आर यू नो, यू कैन से लाइक बैंकिंग स्टॉक्स और जो भी फंडामेंटली स्ट्रॉन्ग है, राइट. सो लॉन्ग रन में तो पैसा बनता ही है, दैट्स वाई यू गो एंड डू एस आई पी और यू नो यू आर अ लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर, करेक्ट. नाउ अभी क्या हुआ यस बैंक में, बिकॉज ऑफ सच अ स्कैम 180 से 70 आया एंड जो भी अभी लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर यस बैंक में हो गया, राइट, डेफिनेटली जिन्होंने स्टॉप लॉस नहीं लगाया होगा या फिर जिनका रिस्क रिवॉर्ड कैलकुलेटेड नहीं होगा, दे आर इन लॉस, करेक्ट. सो क्या हम इसे सेव कर पाते, इज देयर एनी वे सो दैट आई कैन यू नो मेरे पोजीशन को मैं हेज कर पाऊँ, करेक्ट. सो गाइस, ऑप्शंस का यूज करके डेफिनेटली वी कैन डू दैट, राइट. सो options enable us to benefit from a factor such as time decay, volatility, lack of volatility, and more. And news, I will say. मान लो गाइस, जब ये स्कैम का न्यूज आया एंड यू आपके पास में इसका कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा यस बैंक का अराउंड 180 रुपीज, सो बेस्ट थिंग वन कैन डू इज लाइक, बिकॉज ऑफ न्यूज I have holding, but I think like now yes bank can go down. So what, how I can make my investment safer, right? Definitely I can go and buy a 180p at that moment. There are many other ways far better than this. We are going to learn this three, but now you can say option trading का use करके we can definitely provide cushion to our investment. Okay, now the next factor is reduce or eliminate risk. Options enable us to substantially reduce our risk of trading, and in certain rare cases, we can even eliminate risk altogether, albeit with the trade-off very limited profit potential. Right? Option enable us to substantially reduce our risk of trading, and in a certain rare cases, we can even eliminate risk altogether, albeit with the trade-off of very limited profit potential. So, guys, this is so true. So, with all the different benefits of option, why on earth would traders not be curious to learn more about them? Mhm. Well, for a start, the initial barrier to entry is quite high in that options are reasonably complex instrument to understand for the first time. काफी नहीं समझ में आता आई नो इवन माई फ्रेंड सर्कल ठीक है नहीं समझ में आता ऑप्शन बाइंग तो सीख लेते बट सेलिंग नहीं समझ में आता दे गॉट कंफ्यूज सो गाइज विल कवर दिस थ्री I mean all these things after you are that hurdle, right? Though they become more and more fascinating. The other reason is that there is such a multitude of other investment securities for people to choose from. Uh, Many will pick what seems like the simplest rather than what may fit their investment aims the best. Given that options can be a challenge, it's any job to make life as simple as possible for you. One of the way in which I do this is to break things down into the pictures so we can see what we are doing. Definitely, guys, when we do a trading, we know what we are doing. Okay, किसी का कॉल लेके प्रॉफिट बनाना गैम्बल ही है. It is one kind of gamble only, even if you are paying to him. Okay, as soon as we can see what we are doing, life becomes much clearer when you are creating a option strategies. Everything to do with option easy, and all my material is designed to be a visual friendly. This goes back to when I started to learn all about options, and the fact that the penny only started to drop when I converted the concept into pictures. All of a sudden everything fit into the place, and I started to be able to extend logic faster and further than more. So for me it's all about logic, about probability. This book is designed to be a reference book, one that you can pick up on any time to learn about and understand the strategy. It isn't an academic workbook, it is a practical book written for traders, designed to work interactively with your trading activities. As the title suggests, it is a book about option strategies, of which we take on 58. That's not to say you need to learn about each and every one of them, but at least you have the choice. Definitely. In order to make life easier for you, we categorize the strategies into different descriptions for the following criteria. So guys, as per trader ka pro level, they have categorized strategies always. So proficiency level is strategies assign a value in terms of suitability for a different level of trader. Each level is given an associated icon. So strategy is suitable. I mean, they have just added icons here, right? Strategy is suitable for novice traders. Strategy is suitable for intermediate. Strategy is suitable for advanced trader. Strategy is suitable for expert trader. I treat myself as an expert trader, right? I am quite experienced in the market, so I am the expert trader, and whoever here, I mean, reading this book with me, even if they are novice trader, right, guys? But our your ultimate goal should be you should reach to this expert trader, because we want to deploy the separate strategy in the market. The allocations are defined according to a subjective view of complexity, risk, and desirability of the strategy. Therefore, some highly risky and undesirable strategies have been put into the expert basket in order to warn novices and intermediates away. Also, novice strategies are not exclusive to novice trader. It is simply as a question of suitability, and novice strategy is highly relevant and suitable to all levels of trader. In some cases, the strategy is not complex at all but is considered unacceptably risky for novice and intermediate trader, at least without warning. I have tried to be objective, but I am not mindful not just for my own experience but also the many students who regularly show me their trading disasters. I know. I will not take name here. Okay, conservative by nature. I am believer that loss of opportunity is the preference. I mean, loss of opportunity is preferable to loss of capital, and perhaps some of these ranking best testimony to this philosophy. Now market outlook के हिसाब से भी they have, this is where we define whether strategy is suitable to bullish, bearish and direction neutral or stock. Strategy is suitable for bullish market conditions, strategy is suitable for bearish market condition, and strategy is suitable for sideways market conditions. So guys, do you know? Tell me फटाफट in comment what are the strategies suitable for bullish market condition, what are the strategies for bearish market condition, and what are the strategies for sideways market condition. Now next is volatility. ठीक है, volatility is one of the most important factor affecting a option. क्या होता है volatility? Volatility is one of the most important factors affecting a option pricing and therefore option trading. You really should familiarize yourself with the concept, which for give the plug is dealt with in my first book, Option Made Easy. Depending on the response, guys, we'll cover this book as well. Okay. अच्छा book है. Here we define whether a strategy is suitable for a traders anticipating high volatility or low volatility in the market. Some strategies such as straddle require a high volatility after you have placed the trade, so a straddle would fall into the high volatility category. Strategies suitable for high volatility market and strategies suitable for low volatility market. Then further is risk. With any trade you are looking to make, you must be aware of your potential risk, reward, and break even point. So, guys, my basic question in trading, risk is always there. So, how many of you knows, right, while looking onto your trade, you are aware of your potential risk, reward, and break even? If you are doing trading by, taking care of all these things, risk, reward, and break even point, if you know in and out of your trade, so definitely you are not doing a gambling here. Some strategies have unlimited risk, others have limited risk, and even if that limited risk means 100% of the trade, believe it or not, sometimes with options it's possible to lose more than 100%. So guys, can this is really possible? With option trading it is possible to lose more than 100%. So definitely guys, I mean, I'm not, it's nothing to fear, but if you are not, you know if you don't have a knowledge, okay, definitely you can sometimes you can lose more than 100% also in option trading. That's why the knowledge is important. What you are doing, it's important. After all, it's your money. In such a cases, or when there is no definable stops to the potential risk of trade, you are well advised to be aware of such a position in advance. Correct? So here we show which strategies have cap or uncap risk. उसके हिसाब से भी इन्होंने बनाया. Strategies with uncap risk aren't necessarily all bad, but you should be at least be aware what you are getting into. Definitely important. Often you can mitigate such a risk with a simple stop loss provision, in which case you are not going to be liable to uncap risk. Often such uncap risk scenarios only occur if the stock falls to zero or rises to the infinity, which mostly are rare circumstances, but you are better off being aware. Strategies. So guys, in trading, always we are available, always we are aware. Okay, so guys, in trading, always we are aware the strategies with cap risk and the strategies with uncap risk. Correct? जो भी uncap risk में how we can save ourselves in this way. Definitely we should have a stop loss, right? So the losses can increase if a particular stocks goes to zero, or it can increase to the infinity, which is a very rare case, but the market is unpredictable. So we should always know in and out of our trade. Okay, strategies with uncap risk and risk. ओके, सो गाइस फटाफट बताओ कि कितना लोग यहाँ पे जब भी वो ट्रेड डिप्लॉय करते हैं, दे नोज द व्हाट इज देयर, आई मीन, इन एंड आउट पॉइंट फॉर दैट ट्रेड. ओके, कि मेरा इतना रिस्क होगा, मेरा इतना टारगेट है, दिस ऑल थिंग्स वी शुड नो. Reward. Following the risk scenario described previously, the strategies also have potential reward scenarios too. Just because the strategy has an unlimited reward potential doesn't mean that it is necessarily a great strategy, and just because it may have a cap reward doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad strategy. That is why, guys, I called my channel, I called my followers as a safe traders, because we usually look for, on weekly basis 2% of target. And guys, definitely, I mean, we even wait for 2%, हमें 1 to 1.5% भी मिल जाता है, so that is enough for us. Okay, 1% per week, which is a very good return for me. Strategy types. Strategies can be used for income purposes, usually short term, or to make capital gain. Many traders like the covered call because it's suitable for novice, and because it's an income strategy that they can use every month. So guys, covered call एक ऐसा strategy है which can be used to earn a regular income from the market. A novice trader also can deploy it, and it falls under the income strategy. So this is the first introduction for the covered call why in this book. Okay, and this is capital gain strategy. Then strategies like is strategy content different, like some have just one and others have up to four. Each lake must be composed of one of the basic four option strategies: long or short, call or put, or long or short stock option. Here how we identify them. A long stock, correct, then short stock, then long call, then long put, then short put. All strategies contain real time example at the end of each guide, and that is why I like this book, right? Example है practicals के साथ we are going to learn. Then chapter by chapter in terms of structure, I have tried to make this book as easily navigable as possible and as much that is solved by matrix style table of content. Each chapter contains strategies that are commensable with a specific style of option trading. Inevitably, there are some overlap between the chapters for certain strategies which we address in the appropriate places. That is fine. Chapter 1 addresses the basic strategy, including buying and selling stocks, and then buying and selling calls and puts. After you understand those cornerstones and how the pictures relate to each strategy, then you can fast forward to any part of the book and any strategies you like. But guys, we'll go basic by basic, Uh, time lagega, but definitely. I mean that will be worth. All strategy guides are modular and follow the same format so that you can become familiar with the style and structure of the content. Chapter 2 is all about income strategies, and income strategies when you are effectively a net seller for a short term option. ठीक है? This is very important chapter for us. We generate a monthly income. You have to be careful, though, not to expose yourself to be unlimited risk scenarios, which is why we use icons to identify the excess risk. In chapter 3, what it says in chapter 3, we cover a vertical spread. A vertical spread is where we buy and sell the same number of same option calls or puts but with different strike prices. Obviously there are some overlap here with other chapter, which is why the chapter is comparatively small. Chapter 4 goes into the volatility strategies and is bound to be as popular as the income strategies chapter. Here we address those strategies that benefit from the increasing volatility after you have placed the trade. Important one. In chapter 5, we reverse this and explore those strategies that benefit from decreasing the volatility after you have placed the trade. So here we are looking for a stocks that we will think be range bound for some time. Typically, these are short term strategies. Okay. Chapter 6 identifies the ratio spreads and the back spreads where we are using increasing leverages to increase your return. These are for advanced and experienced traders only. So ratio spreads and back spreads, book is saying like these are for advanced trader. Okay. चैप्टर 7 में क्या होगा? So in chapter 7, we look at a synthetic strategies that mainly mimic other strategies goals using a combination of stock legs, call legs, and put legs. For example, we can replicate owning a stock purely by buying and selling call and puts in a such way that we hardly pay any cash out. In other words, we will simulate the risk of owning the stock but with no cash outlay. We can also synthetically recreate straddle positions and other strategies. Lastly, in chapters 8, we investigate some of the taxation issues that will confront you during your trading career. This is not a definitive tax guide, but rather more flag raiser. Okay, fine. And then strategy by strategy, what it says is strategy is presented in a modular format. In this way, the book should be easy to navigate. The modules are numbered and the numbering system applies throughout each chapter and each strategy. The first number refers to the chapter itself. So all headings in chapter 2 will start with 2. The second number refers to the strategy in question. So 2.1, okay, ये बता रहा है कैसे कैसे इन्होंने ये किया है. Then description बताएगा. Here description आएगा, context आएगा, ठीक है. रिस्क प्रोफाइल बताएगा जिसमें हमें कितना रिस्क होना चाहिए. सो गाइज ऑलवेज आई मीन देखो क्या क्या है कि हमारी जब ट्रेड डिप्लॉय करते हैं, सो हम क्या कर रहे हैं हमें पता होना चाहिए. वो कौन से सिनेरियो में वी शुड डिप्लॉय, दैट वी शुड नो द रिस्क प्रोफाइल. हमारा रिस्क रिवॉर्ड क्या है उस ट्रेड में. what are the Greeks, because you are doing option trading you must aware what is the impact of risk on your trade, right? This is where we graphically explain each of the Greeks are simple sensitive of option to various factors such as price movement, time decay, volatility and interest rate. The Greeks are as follows. तो guys important है, अभी Greeks थोड़ा देख लेते हैं, ठीक है ना. तो गाइस डेल्टा के बारे में बता रहा है यहाँ पे. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द डेल्टा इन ट्रेडिंग, ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग. बहुत ही आई I मीन एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज होती है डेल्टा. सो डेल्टा क्या होता है? सी व्हाट इट सेज, द मूवमेंट ऑफ ऑप्शन पोजीशन रिलेटिव टू द मूवमेंट ऑफ द अंडरलाइंग स्टॉक पोजीशन. The resulting figure gives us an indication of the speed at which the option position is moving relative to the underlying stock position. So मेरा एक स्टॉक है जो 100 के प्राइस पे चल रहा है एंड देन उसका 100 का ही मेरा सपोज कॉल ऑप्शन बाय है. सो मेरा जब 100 का आई मीन अंडरलाइंग स्टॉक जब भी मूव होगा, ठीक है, आइदर अप एंड डाउन, सो अकॉर्डिंगली हाउ माय पोजीशन विल behave, I mean the option position, right? So the rate of change of that stock position, ठीक है. So therefore a delta of 1 means the option position is moving 1 point for every point of the stock moves, ठीक है. अगर मेरा वो स्टॉक 1 पॉइंट से ऑप्शन का अगर मेरा डेल्टा 1 है, तो व्हाट डज इट मीन्स कि मान लो मेरा 19,000 अभी अपना निफ्टी चल रहा है एंड 19,000 का मैंने सी भी बाय किया है. सो विद द मूवमेंट ऑफ 1 पॉइंट ऑफ निफ्टी, इफ दैट कॉल ऑप्शन डेल्टा इज 1, देन इट विल मूव बाय 1 पॉइंट. यूजुअली एट द मनी का जो डेल्टा होता है वो 0.5 टू 0.5 होता है. सो 0.5 आई मीन 1 पॉइंट ऑफ मूवमेंट के साथ साथ हमारा जो ऑप्शन का प्राइस है दैट विल मूव बाय 0.5. सो देयरफॉर अ डेल्टा ऑफ 1 मीन्स द ऑप्शन मूविंग इज 0.1 point for every point of the stock moves. A delta of minus 1 means the option position is moving minus 1 point for every point the underlying stock moves. ठीक है, typically at the money option moves with a delta of 0.5 for calls and minus 0.5 for puts, meaning that ATM options move half a point for every 1 point that the underlying asset moves. This does not mean the option leg is moving slower in percentage terms, just in terms of the dollar for dollar. Okay. So guys, कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आता, you can ask in comment, will cover. I will try to cover. Okay. Delta is another way of, I'm not, teaching the basic concepts here. Okay. Uh, I hope you know all these basics, but definitely if you need videos on that, we are going to cover. Okay. Right now, main intention is just read this book and gain whatever we get. Delta is another way of expressing the probability of option expiring in the money. Important one. Okay. How I can highlight here? Yeah, I can highlight this text. This one. तो ये प्रोबेबिलिटी भी बताता है इन द मनी का. सो गाइज इन द मनी कॉल्स क्या होते हैं? यू कैन डू रिसर्च ऑन दिस. ठीक है, इन द मनी कॉल. अभी मेरा मान लो 19,000 स्पॉट निफ्टी का चल रहा है एंड so what are the in the money calls here? At the money हो गया मेरा 19,000 C, then 19,900 is C is in the money, 19,800 is also in the money call. So this makes, so ये क्या बताता है? Delta is another way of expressing the probability of option expiring in the money. This makes sense because an at the money call option has a delta of 0.5, 50%, meaning 50% chance of expiring in the money and deep. Okay, तो कुछ भी हो सकता है एट द मनी के साथ में. A deep in the money call will have a delta of near 1 or 100%, meaning a near 100% chance of expiration in the money. Excuse me. A very out of the money call option will have a delta of zero, close to zero, meaning a near zero chance of expiring in the money. So guys, now you tell me, can we deploy a trade depending on looking at delta option selling trade, right? So as per this, I will read this para again and then we'll define what can be strategy here. So what is delta? In option trading, delta is another way of expressing the probability of an option expiring in the money. This makes sense because an ATM call option has a delta of 0.5, 50%, meaning 50% chance of expiring in the money. A dip in the money call will have a delta of near 1 or 100%, meaning chance of expiration in the money. A very out of the money call option will have a delta of close to zero. जो भी आउट ऑफ द मनी कॉल ऑप्शन रहते हैं उनका डेल्टा क्लोज टू जीरो होता है एंड दैट्स व्हाई देयर आर मोर चांसेस, मोर प्रोबेबिलिटी, लाइक दे आर, आई मीन दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू एक्सपायर्ड एज अ इन द मनी कॉल, राइट. जो पहले मेरे आउट ऑफ द मनी कॉल्स है उसमें काफी ज्यादा कम प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि मार्केट वहां तक जाएगा. ठीक है, if market is not going to go there to their out of the money call, right? So ultimately because of theta decay that option price will go nearer to zero. So guys, it's always good to sell such a out of the money options. ठीक है, I'm but not necked always. Okay, those can be hedged. So risk reward with proper stop loss, definitely this is one of the strategy. So definitely now for me, keynote point here is if my delta is less than 0.5, I will say usually, I look at actually IV. So 0.5 से कम रहेगा डेल्टा, so there is good chance like the option will expire as a, you know, not in the money, it will be expired as a out of the money, and its price will go to zero. So that could be a good option to, sell sell that strike prices. Okay, so delta can be interpreted both in terms of the speed of the position and the probability of option expiring in the money. Again, important one, what is delta? ठीक है, एक तो हमें वो बताएगा कि यहाँ पे चांसेस कितना है, सो एक स्पीड ऑफ द पोजीशन बताता है एंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ऑप्शन एक्सपायरिंग इन द मनी. Delta can be interpreted both in terms of the speed of the position and the probability of option expiring in the money. Some advanced traders like to trade with the sum of their portfolio delta at zero, otherwise known as delta neutral start trading. This is also important one. What is delta neutral trading? This is by no means a risk-free method of trading, but it is a style that enables profit to be taken regardless of the direction of the market movement. However, this is only really suitable to a professional style of traders who have the very best technology solution and lot of experience. Guys, डेल्टा न्यूट्रल ट्रेडिंग जो भी हम वीक में हमारी स्ट्रेटजीज डिप्लॉय करते हैं ना, दोज ऑल आर डेल्टा न्यूट्रल ट्रेडिंग. ओके, मजा आएगा. ठीक है. नाउ what is the gamma here? Okay, so tell me, in trading, option trading, what do you mean by gamma? So gamma is mathematically the second derivative of the delta and can be viewed in two ways, either as the acceleration of the option position related to the underlying stock price or as the odds of change in the probability of the position expiring in the money. In other words, the odds of change in delta. Gamma is effectively an early warning to the fact that delta could be about to change. तो अगर डेल्टा में हमारा बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा चेंज आने वाला है तो गैमा क्या इज, आई विल से इट इज एक्टिंग एज अ कैटलिस्ट हियर. ठीक है, इट इज एन अर्ली वार्निंग टू द फैक्ट दैट डेल्टा कैन कुड बी अबाउट टू चेंज. बोथ कॉल्स एंड पुट्स हैव अ पॉजिटिव गैमा, टिपिकली डीप आउट ऑफ द मनी and deep in the money options have a near zero gamma because the odds of change in delta are very low. तो गाइज, ऐसे हमारे स्ट्राइक प्राइजेस ऑप्शंस में अगर बहुत आउट ऑफ द मनी होगा, राइट, तो देर इज, आई मीन ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है, इट विल एक्सपायर एज अ 0 1, राइट, दैट स्ट्राइक प्राइस ऑप्शन प्राइस, राइट. सो उस केस में हमारा जो गैमा का रहेगा इट विल बी नियरर टू जीरो. सिमिलरली इन द मनी में जिसका यू विल से लाइक गैमा नहीं, डेल्टा नियरर टू 1 है. ठीक है, इन दैट केस there is not much to change, right? So again gamma will be nearer to zero. But on certain options, if you find the gamma is increasing, right, guys, then we can say that the delta is changing there. Delta is trying to change it fast, and then your probability can be shifting. This is also one kind of analysis logic, you can say. Typically deep out of the money and deep in the money options have near zero gamma because the odds of change in delta are very low. Logically gamma tends to peak around the strike price. Okay, now नहीं समझा होगा guys, ask in comment, we can make a separate video on this. Okay, for me I'm good. Theta. Theta stands for the option position sensitivity to time decay. ओके, ये बताता है ऑप्शंस पोजीशन सेंसिटिविटी टू टाइम डिके. लॉन्ग ऑप्शंस दैट यू हैव बॉट हैव नेगेटिव थीटा, मीनिंग दैट एवरी डे यू ओन दैट ऑप्शन, टाइम डिके इज इरोटिंग द टाइम वैल्यू पोर्शन ऑफ द ऑप्शन वैल्यू. इन अदर वर्ड, टाइम डिके इज हर्टिंग द पोजीशन ऑफ एन ऑप्शन होल्डर. व्हेन यू शॉर्ट अ ऑप्शन, थीटा इज positive, indicating that time decay is helping an option writer's position. For option seller, theta is very much important. What is theta? Theta stands for the position sensitivity to time decay. Okay, जैसे जैसे मेरा पोजीशन का सपोज मान लो आज मेरा 19,000, निफ्टी इज एट 19,000 एंड नेक्स्ट वीक अगर फिर से वो 19,000 के आसपास से होगा, सो 19,000 सी में जो है काफी अच्छा थीटा डीके वहां हुआ होगा. तो प्रॉफिट में कौन होगा? प्रॉफिट में होगा ऑप्शन सेलर. लॉन्ग ऑप्शंस दैट यू हैव बॉट हैव अ नेगेटिव थीटा. ठीक है, जो भी हम लॉन्ग ऑप्शन हमने बाय किए दैट हैव अ नेगेटिव थीटा, मीनिंग दैट एवरी डे यू ओन दैट ऑप्शन, टाइम डिके इज इरोटिंग द टाइम वैल्यू पोर्शन ऑफ दैट ऑप्शन वैल्यू. गाइस, जब भी ऑप्शन बनता है तो उसमें ऑप्शन का जो प्राइस होता है वो कैसे डिटरमाइन होता है? वी हैव देयर, यू नो time value and intrinsic value there. ठीक है. In other words, time decay is hurting the position of the option holder. When you short option, theta is positive, indicating that जब हम options को short करेंगे, in that case theta is positive for us because indicating that time decay is helping the options writer position. So option seller के लिए theta is always positive. If that theta is going from positive to negative, you can say that which is not a good for option seller. Always I am an option seller, so I will think as an option seller point of view. Vega stands for the option position sensitivity to the volatility. Options tend to increase in a value when the underlying stock volatility increases. So volatility helps the owner of an option and hurts the writer of an option. Vega is positive for a long option position, ठीक है, and negative for a short option position. So usually होता है guys, why I always say on on expiries we should be booking our trades before 1 p.m. because 1 के बाद में क्या होता है, मार्केट में वोलेटिलिटी बढ़ता है एंड वीगा प्लेज इंपॉर्टेंट, जहाँ पे हमारा बैंक निफ्टी के कभी कभी ऑप्शंस 3 का 100 300 150 300 हो जाते हैं, राइट, 3 का 330 भी हो जाता है. सो दिस इज ऑल हैपन बिकॉज ऑफ वेगा, बिकॉज उसमें कुछ थीटा टाइम डे के बचने को कुछ रहता नहीं है. एंड देन व्हेन सडन वोलेटिलिटी कम it will increase. So that is about vega. Now the next term is rho. What is rho? Rho stands for the option position in sensitivity to interest rate. A position rho means that higher interest rates are helping the position, and a negative rho means that the higher interest rate are hurting the position. Rho is the least important of all the Greek as far as stock options are concerned. Okay, fine, man dear. Okay, now the advantages and disadvantages. As indicated, this section highlights the strength and weakness of a strategy in question and the context suitability for a trader. So हर trade का हमें advantage and disadvantage मिलेगा. Then exit the trade plan भी we also know. And then हर इसमें उन्होंने example भी दिया है. Every strategy ends with an illustrated example, and these are like real stock using real data. However, because they are intended to be objective, ठीक है, हर strategy का उन्होंने एग्जाम्पल देके यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन किया है. Then tables of content. So what they are saying, with so many strategies to choose from, it's crucial that you don't get lost. The multiple contents are designed so that you can find the appropriate strategy easily without having to thumb your way through the entire book to get there first. Familiarize yourself with the area because it's going to save you a lot of time as you use it. On in print we restricted the two dimension, but on the website you can use the strategy matrix completely interactive. So tables में भी उन्होंने यहाँ पे किया है. Then general comments. Within the strategy module, there are references to the concept and definition that you will be able to find in the glossary. For example, trading plan is referred to throughout the guideline and is defined in the glossary. So trading plan is always important. As an option trader, we should definitely acquaint ourselves with the concept of fundamental and technical analysis. Fundamental analysis involves the interpretation of how economic sectors and individual corporations are performing in terms of asset, liabilities, revenues, and profit. Technical analysis involves the interpretation of price chart for securities. We really should understand the basic chart patterns such as pen and flags, heads and shoulders, supports and resistance, Fibonacci retracement. Remember, an option is a derivative. It is derived from the underlying security. Therefore, it makes sense for us to understand how that underlying security is likely to move and why. I hope you enjoy this reference book and use it many years to come. By all means, read it all cover to cover, but you will probably get the best value by dipping in whenever the need arises. I'm in love with this book, guys. So, I'm going saying us good luck. Okay, and then ऑलमोस्ट गाइज सेकंड पार्ट भी हमारा यहाँ पे सेकंड चैप्टर फॉर दिस बाइबल ऑफ ऑप्शन सीरीज. सो अभी ये बेसिकली यहाँ तक तो हमें पूरा बुक का आइडिया मिल रहा है बिकॉज वी मस्ट नो जस्ट लाइक डूइंग ट्रेडिंग व्हाट वी आर डूइंग what we are reading, that is also important. So he's saying finally thank you to those students who have attended my workshop. You cannot imagine how much I have earned from you. Okay, so I hope guys you will also give me opportunity. I will see further. So guys, this is all about second chapter as well. Okay, and then there is some description about the author here. It is the best author for a bestseller, option made easy. Depending on the response, I will see if I have to upload the videos. We'll read this book as well, option made easy, डेफिनेटली सम हमेशा लर्निंग तो मिलेगा ही। तो डेफिनेटली प्लेन इंग्लिश गाइड टू ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग फॉर प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स एंड सर जी का एमबीए इन फाइनेंस सिटी में भी हुआ है, बिजनेस स्कूल लंदन, ठीक है। एंड ट्रेडिंग एप्लीकेशन भी है इनका। सो ही हैज अ डेवलप अ ग्लोबल रेपुटेशन फॉर टीचिंग अ टेक्निकल एनालिसिस, ऑप्शन स्ट्रेटेजीज एंड ट्रेडिंग साइकोलॉजी। सो गुड वन एक्चुअली, है ना। सो आई एम गेटिंग पॉजिटिव वाइब्स फ्रॉम दिस बुक गाइस। एंड देन हियर वी गो, हमारा चैप्टर 1 स्टार्ट होगा हमारा पार्ट 3 वेब सीरीज में। सो गाइस दैट्स इट ऑल अबाउट दिस बुक। इफ यू आर स्टिल रीडिंग दिस बुक विथ मी, सो show some love, okay, to my efforts, like and subscribe to channel and keep following। and okay, part 3 अभी आप जब भी आएगा, right, when we are going to start, you must go on it, okay, ताकि लिंक बना रहे। without start trading you should, I mean, my basic advice, you should know all these things. So guys, stay tuned on this channel and keep reading book with me. Thank you all.